What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So we actually have some news about the upcoming Pirate Rumble banner. This is what the banner is going to look like here, and as you can see, it is going to be Edward Weevil as the Rumble legend this time around. Typically, the Rumble legend doesn't really have anything to do, with the theming of the celebration. So despite the fact that this celebration is, the unusual united front, obviously with Luffy Lucci combining together and Kaku and Zoro combining together, they decided to go left field and go with Edward Weevil as getting his first Sugo-Fest exclusive in the game, and he's going to be a Rumble legend. So remember, it's a Rumble legend. You shouldn't be expecting too much here. We'll go through his abilities in just a moment, but having a look at the banner real quick, it looks like it's going to be a Quick and Sai featured banner. In terms of the units that are going to be available here, this Kuzan on the side here, he is absolutely trash. Do not worry about him. He's the same Kuzan that debuted alongside Law vs. Blackbeard. So yeah, you can definitely forget about him. You've got Senor Pink, who is okay as a quick bench unit. Stussy recently got a buff, which actually makes her really good for a mono quick team. Mono quick is going to be the main theming for this particular video, because Weevil is mainly focused on buffing quick units. It definitely needs some support, and I think this is going to help him out immensely. Stussy's a really, really good character for mono quick. You've got Leo, who's absolutely garbage. You've got Gin. I haven't used him too much, but he's like fine. But then you got Esper, who's a very solid unit overall. He's not one of the top ones for sure, but he's definitely up there. Like, he's a really, really solid unit overall. So in terms of like Rumble banners here, look, it's going to be a discount. You could probably go ahead and spend a discount here to potentially get your hands on this unit, but like I don't see Weevil being like a top tier threat like some of the other Rumble legends like Avalo Pizarro or Kuma, for example. Like, there's just so many good ones out there. Like, this guy's probably not going to be up there. I mean, S-Hawk, obviously, right? Like, he's like the #1 unit, but like this guy's good. But we'll talk about it, right? So let's go over to his information. Shout out to Shanks for data mining this info here. So he's quick, striker, and slasher. So just immediately, if you want to run him on a quick team, you can do that. Striker, another buff for Striker, which is interesting, and Slashers potentially getting another unit. Like, this guy on benches for Slashers might be kind of a massive threat, so we'll talk about it. So let's have a look at his normal kit first. So his captain ability is going to halve crew's HP at the start of the quest. Interesting. And boosts crew's HP by 1.3 times. If crew's HP is above 25% at the start of the attack, Striker characters get 5.25 times. When HP is above 25%, it deals 80 times characters attacking quick damage to all enemies at the end of the turn. Okay. If characters' HP is 25% or below, you get this 5.75 times attack. And if you're 25% or below, you do 300 times attacking quick damage to all enemies. Okay. Either way, he's doing the end of turn damage all the time, which is kind of good, because it means that you can use him to get around resilience buffs on the opponent. So that's kind of cool. But like, let's be real here. This is a terrible captain that you're never using. Okay, it's just not good. Okay, let's move on. Special ability will cut the crew's HP by 99%. That could be very good. But deals. I hope that he can resist stun. That would be really good. So with his crewmate ability, 99% health cut, 50 times HP lost in non-tap damage to all enemies. Changes crew slots including block into quick. Okay, it's not bad. And then boost attack of the next final tap. Interesting, by 15%. If crew has a chain multiplicative buff when you launch the special, further increases your chain multiplicative buff by 0.25 and extended by 1 turn. If you have a striker captain, boost the chain multiplier by 1.75 times, multiplicative buff, and then reduce attack down and chain lock by 4 turns. It's fine. Like, it's fine. The main use case I feel for this guy is going to be like the health cut and then dealing damage. He's a damage dealing special, which is cool. Getting rid of block slots into quick also could have a really cool use case. And then whenever you launch the special, as long as you got a striker captain, you get the chain multiplicative buff, you get the attack down removal, you get the chain lock removal. He's fine, as I said. Just fine is the way that I would put it. Not great, obviously. Like, this is not a Sugo-Fest exclusive worthy character. I mean, this is kind of mid, right? He is immune to stun. Ooh, that is quite good. Okay, so yeah, as I said, getting rid of stun is going to be the #1 place where he sees like the most play, because being immune to stun as well as doing a health cut is good. Quick and recover slots matching for strikers is fine. If you land a crit, 80% chance. Okay, interesting. So I guess, you know, this is a quick unit with crit. So, I mean, technically speaking, it is a pseudo buff for Zoro and Kaku, which come out recently. What else? Slot bind resistance by 5, and oh, okay, that actually changes things. He has double special launch. Ooh, that's actually quite good. That's actually very, very good. So he actually gives a 30% final tap bonus, and then you get the chain multiplicative buff. You get the attack down and chain lock removal by 8. But then you get this other ability. If you already have chain multiplicative buff, you extend it by 1 turn and add 0.25. So it's actually a 2.0 chain multiplicative buff for 2 turns. Ooh, that's actually quite good. Okay. All right. We're kind of cooking a little bit. Not bad. All right. I really like that. That's a nice touch. Very, very good touch. Useless support effect, so no real surprise there. Okay, let's get to the Rumble stuff. So this is the meat and potatoes of this guy. Let's actually see what he's all about in terms of the Rumble mechanics, right? So let's have a look at the Rumble ability first. So quick teammates get 6 HP, 6 defense, 5 blow away, and when HP is 60% or above, level 8 attack for himself. Not a terrible Rumble ability at all. Good defensive components, and then he can give himself some attack. Not terrible at all. He's resistant to damage over time, so that's obviously very good against versus Blackbeard. He gets strength damage reduction and increased damage versus strength. And then let's have a look at this Rumble special. I have had a tease at what this guy already does. Like, I've already had a brief look at his Rumble special. It looks pretty interesting. So he gives himself more blowaway increase, but then if 8 or more quick characters are on the team, 100% chance to remove your team's attack down. Unfortunately, I don't think this counts half attack. It just counts for like any attack down debuff that you've been inflicted during the Rumble match. So that's okay, I guess. But then the big thing, targets 3 high defense enemies for 2.2 damage, ignoring defense. Now, 2.2 damage ignoring defense is incredibly high. That is very, very good. So I think, like, if you do end up pulling this guy, investing wanted posters into him to get this as high as possible is quite good. 30 CT is about the standard. Like, you know, S-Hawk being like crazy for what he does is like 27 CT, so it's pretty close. The thing is, though, is that slashers have a lot of ways to increase their special CT, whereas quick teams, for example, they don't have. I mean, like, they got some pretty good characters for special CT. I mean, they've got characters like Tezor. I mean, he's also a striker. You've obviously got versus Akainu. You've got actually some pretty decent quick options. So this is very fascinating. I mean, especially when you account for like characters like Tezor and versus Akainu feel like the best partners for this guy, because versus Akainu, if he launches his special within the first like 40 seconds, he does like a huge health cut to the enemies that he hits. So being able to provide huge health cut and then being able to hit the enemies with this, super strong. And then especially if you're up against mono strength, being able to do an additional 30% damage on top, like, this guy is going to melt through strength teams. So I really think this guy in Rumble is interesting. I think that he actually may see some decent play, mainly because that damage through defense is incredibly high. And as I said, if you get those investments into this guy, he's going to be hitting like an absolute truck. So you do have to be very, very cautious if you end up coming against this guy, because he is going to come in, he's going to do a ton of damage. And 30 CT, as I said, it's about stock standard. Like, you can get away with having that. But the thing is as well, you got to remember, is that because he is a Rumble legend, he is going to have only 20 cost. So not only if we're just looking at him on a quick team, the fact that you can basically inject this guy onto any squad as a bench unit to come in and help and hopefully, you know, come in and potentially get some knockouts is quite good. Of course, he is semi-self-sufficient in a way because he does give himself quite good stats. So if he comes in, he's going to have really good defenses, and he's going to have a level 8 attack increase. Of course, when he gets to 60% or below, or basically 59% or below, he does lose that attack increase, which could be a little problematic. But I still think, even still, 2.2 damage through defense is going to be good enough to help you get through a lot of enemies, even if he doesn't have this attack increase. Like, this is quite good, right? So the only thing that I will say as well is that I'm not the biggest fan of the blowaway increase mechanic. The main issue why is because you can be in really weird situations where the enemies are clumped together in a really good way. So characters that hit in a small, medium, large range, etc., horizontal range, those characters benefit from enemies being clumped together. when you're blowing away the enemies, the fact that, you know, it can really screw up the order of operations. It can really screw up the functions of the way that your characters are launching their specials. So that's the only thing I'd say that I don't like about him. Everything else though seems pretty fair. I feel like his whole kit is balanced except for this. Like 2.2 damage through defense to 3 high defense enemies. That is overtuned for sure. The rest of the kit is quite fair, I feel though. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting character moving forward. As we kind of touched up on as well, his banner, it looks pretty mediocre overall because, I mean, the characters that they're featuring here are not that crazy. So honestly, I really wouldn't suggest investing too much into this Sugo-Fest, if at all. Especially because, you know, we've got the 11th anniversary coming up in May, so it's not too far away. But that's going to wrap it up for me, though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one down below in the comment section. You guys excited for another Sugo-Fest exclusive? Man, oh my god, too many legends these days. Anyways, the next big data download that we should be expecting is going to be the treasure map. And do be careful as well, because the last 2 years during the worldwide download celebration, the treasure map character that has come out during this celebration has also been an anniversary exclusive character, and the character has typically been better than the actual anniversary characters. So if we go back 2 years ago, is when we had the Quick Sabo come out with Ace and Luffy as the TM legend, and then last year we had Crossguild come out as the TM legend when Blackbeard was the anniversary exclusive. So what I will say is we have a track record of the treasure map character that comes out during the worldwide download celebration, the worldwide global anniversary celebration, typically is better. So I'm expecting that to maintain the same trend, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what it's going to be, but I'm expecting the character to be pretty good, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what's going on. But hopefully you enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.